All right, hey guys. I'm at a podcast with my friend called Nick, and we're talking about this tweet.
Yeah, we're just gonna talk about like two events that happened relatively recently. Is our first podcast, like Boredom said, and if there's anything that you see that like needs improvements, you can just comment in the comment section, and yeah, that's pretty much it. This is my Twitter right here. It's money with the Canadian flag and Iberian guy. Boredom's Twitter, I think, is Rager, and he has his own YouTube channel. So I'll link it in the description below. So other than that, I guess we could go.
All right, so this tweet reads, Jacob Frey wasn't built for the modern era. He was built to be a colonial administrator during the era of Cecil Rhodes. Would be literally so much better for both the West and for Somalia if guys like Jacob Frey were just building roads and medical clinics in rural Somalia.
Yeah, well, Andrew Pablo, he's kind of like a liberal dude, and I'm not focusing on the tweet, so I'm more focused on like Jacob Frey himself and what he has to say in against ICE, because like this happened earlier, not this week, but like last week, where like you had like ICE that were like saying how they're going to go in Chicago, Minneapolis, New York, LA, and like all these places. And you had like the mayors and sometimes even the governors, like JD Pritzker, who said like Donald Trump is not welcome in our city and our state. So this is just another one of these guys, but like I find it interesting because of like just the way he presents it. I'll show you it now.
That's not American. That's not what we are about. And we're going to do right by every single person in our cities. And so to our Somali community, Daman Shabka, Somaliyed Kunul, Minnesota Garahan, Minneapolis, Waan Kuji Janila Hai, Waan Ku Gereb Taganahan.
That's and it's just looping. But yeah, like what makes him a little different is like he's actually speaking Somalian, and in my opinion, I think he's like pandering too much to the Somalian community. Like if I was Somalian, I wouldn't want to like a white dude speaking my language. I don't know, I just find it a little weird. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on this. Like if I'm like overlooking it, like too focused on it, or what?
I guess it could feel a little inauthentic at times.
Yeah, like I think he's just like pandering just for the sake of it. That's how I view it. Especially like if it's like against ICE, like you don't even want to make Somalians look more American, not less American. Like when you speak Somali, it almost looks like there is almost a problem. It's like, why is this mayor speaking Somali? Like it's almost like painting a target on their back. That's how I view it.
Yes.
Like it'd be one thing if he was Somali and he speaks a little bit of Somali, but like he's not even Somalian, so it looks worse.
It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing in a sense.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Like I said, he's pandering to them. He's like almost using them in a weird way. That's how I feel, at least. I guess like looking back now, it's not that big of a deal because I don't think people are really talking about it anymore. Like, I think ICE has de-escalated too in general. So, but still, I don't find it as a smart strategy for Democrats to like, I guess, to be this woke. Like I feel like there's a point where it's like a little too much wokeness, if that makes sense. Like there's like a right amount.
Like identity politics can only go so far before it starts feeling inauthentic and fake.
Yeah. I think he's just feeling fake right now. I'm glad that we both agree on how like Jacob Frey, he just feels like he's not authentic, and he just really, I think he's just using the community for his own clout. So like I guarantee you, like if no one's watching, he wouldn't be speaking Somalian. Like, come on. He's doing it just to like pander to these people. It's almost like how like you have like straight people that say like, oh, I'm like an ally to the gay community. It's like you're only saying that because you're on film right now. That's how I feel. It's like just like one of the aspects I just talk about like liberalism is how they overtly pander. Like I guess like conservatives do the same thing where it's like, I feel you white men, where they pander the same way, just different in the opposite direction. I don't know. It's like I understand identity politics, but at the same time, I feel like there's a point where it's like, what are you doing, man? I think this is one of those points where it's like he's just being excessive about it. There's other clips too where he's like dancing Somalian, like all this stuff is like, there's other people in Minneapolis, not just Somalians. But yeah, it's almost helping out the right wing, I feel like, because it's like showing like, the right wingers can clip this out of context and be like, see, this is how Minneapolis is taking over by Somalians. And yeah, I guess like I'm surprised you agree with like how I view things, but at the same time it's like it's understanding. So I guess we go to the next part.
Yes.
This is Candance Owens. She's going to talk about Tyler Robinson. We're not going to watch all of it. We're just going to watch a little bit.
Let's just start with the talking points. Let's join the members of the press and the influencers, okay? Here's what we're saying. Let's be influenced. Talking points. There's a bigger mission at bay. We need to focus on a larger, bigger mission. Another talking point. It's going to ruin the trial. If you guys keep thinking that things don't make sense, you could ruin the case. And the final stop, of course, in these talking points is this is an illness, right? There's something wrong with you at home if you don't find what we are telling you to be true. Trust us, okay? You're mentally unwell. What we are looking at right now is a badly run PR campaign. I am saying that it is badly run because it's recognizable. A good PR campaign is not recognizable. A bad PR campaign is an obvious one. And I am going to request respectfully, I know it's not going to be honored, I'm going to respectfully request that all of these Agent Smiths in this obvious matrix just stop, okay? This PR campaign, it's been nonstop since Charlie was shot. It was honestly down arrival, okay? We do not trust this. We do not believe this. And yet we are wildly kind of in this position where they're testing to see how many times they can say the same thing before they convince everybody else at home that it's true, okay? Their equation that they seem to be running, if it's that formula, is talking points multiplied by 10,000 talking heads must equal results, okay? They believe that with enough of an echo, they can override basic human instinct, basic intellect, really. There is, I want to be very clear, nothing that feels right to me about the Charlie Kirk assassination, and especially the way that some of his employees and friends have been behaving since that assassination. And I'll preface this with, I am very sorry if that offends you, Erica. Genuinely, I am sorry that there is no amount of increase in pressure and propaganda and headlines written about me that are going to convince me, and by the way, I'm just the conduit, right? You're attacking me, but you're angry that also the masses have not accepted this.
I kind of agree with Candance Owens with the specific part where it's like Erica Kirk is upset with Candance about how like people don't trust the official narrative, but at the same time, it's like part of the fault is I think it's because of Erica, where like she keeps like crying and like dramatizing it. It makes it look fake. And you have people like even like Benjamin Netanyahu, who's like, I did not kill Charlie Kirk. Trust me, I did not kill him. It makes you look suspicious. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on, I guess, like the attacks.
I mean, shortly after Charlie Kirk got killed, I did see some clips of like Erica Kirk's like crying clips. And yeah, some people did think it came off as like insincere or inauthentic.
Yeah, well, I'm just curious what your thoughts are. Do you think like she over dramatizes it, or like do you think like she's obviously sad too because like it's her husband, but like I feel like come on, do you think like she's like faking at the same time?
I feel like yes, it is like sad, but at the same time it's like, people move on at some point, I'm not trying to like downplay or minimize anything, but you do move on after a loss at a certain point,
Well, I feel like part of the problem is like if they didn't politicalize it and like weaponize it against the left, like saying like, I don't know if you remember this, but like they were talking about how like, oh, the left is villains, like they're all like violent criminals. We had to go after Antifa now, and they're like scum. I think Trump and like some of the MAGA people would call Democrats scum, and like paint all Democrats and leftists as like violent people. And for me, at least, it turned me off because I'm like viewing this now. It's like, sure, it's a tragedy, but you're politicizing it and making it like something it shouldn't be. You have like a lot of people that are getting fired for making fun of Charlie Kirk. I don't think that's nice, but at the same time, it's like they have freedom of speech. And I think they have a right to say that like conservatives act like this is a uniquely Democrat thing, but at the same time, like I don't remember this, Boron, but like during George Floyd, like you had conservatives making fun of him and his death. Like there was a lot of memes over George Floyd, so it's like like from where I'm staying, it seems like it wasn't that much different now. It's just the only difference is like it's a white conservative dude instead of a black dude. I don't know. I'm just curious what your thoughts are. Like, do you think like the conservatives overpoliticized it?
I mean, this just kind of proves my point in the sense like every time there's like a death that makes on the news, it's instantly like politicized. Like back then, when somebody dies, a political figure dies, it'll just be like instant like respect, for the fallen. Nowadays, the side that opposes the political figure, they'll just make fun of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's instantly like clowned upon or memed upon right after it happened.
I mean, I feel like I'm like more some of the conservatives because the leftists that made fun of Charlie Kirk, it was like people who aren't in power, just random like moms that were making fun of Charlie Kirk. Well, like the people that were like attacking leftists were like people like Stephen Miller, like people who were like actually like the Trump regime. So it almost seems like more one-sided right now. I don't know. Just that's how I feel, at least.
I mean, okay.
Like,
yes. Well, one side does it more, but it like contributes to why America is so like polarized in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, like really both sides do it. Just I think conservatives are more like secretly authoritarian, I guess. Like I think like they're more opportunistic when it comes to like deaths like these, I guess. And I don't know, when you were talking about like before how like it wasn't as politicized, I think you're right, because like you had like stuff like JFK, and like that's something like everyone was sad about. Like sure, he's a Democrat, but like Republicans were also sad when he died. And it's kind of interesting how America has become like so polarized that like a death like Charlie Kirk could like do this, like make people like get fired from work and stuff. It's crazy.
Yes.
Like even these are like two like conservative women, they're like battering against each other too. It's just interesting like how like it all divides everyone. Mm-hmm. Where like before it almost united people.
Yes, like this sort of thing
There's not
actually brought people together, but now it's just like we're so polarized, and it's like instantly like, oh, the side I don't like is gone. Time to make some memes,
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think they have the right to make the memes, but at the same time, I don't think it's something you should do. Like we have freedom of speech in this country, so you should have the right. It's just me personally, I don't think that's nice. But at the same time, he was a Zionist. He was against like certain policy that like I'm for. So it's almost like it's not the exact same thing, but it's like if like Benjamin Netanyahu died, like his personal life, I feel bad for because he's like dad and he has kids, and there might be some good things, but at the same time, like politically, he's like a not such good dude. Like he's the one that's doing the Gaza genocide. So in a certain sense, like I don't know, it makes sense why some people feel like they have the right to make fun of him. I don't know, it's complicated.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like I remember Charlie Kirk, like he literally said like, oh, Gazans are upset with getting bombed, they shouldn't be anti-Semitic. And in my head, I'm like, that's insane to say, That's an insane statement. First of all, not all Gazans are anti-Semitic. And second of all, just because you're anti-Semitic, that doesn't mean you should be killed. I think he was making fun of him because like, they're like brown people and stuff, but still, it's like, you can't do that. And I can see that if you're like a Palestinian dude, like why you'd be upset with Charlie Kirk. That's how I do it, at least. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, but maybe not. No, I guess we could continue with this. Okay, I'll take it as a no then.
There's not a number that is going to convince the masses that his human neck, stopped at 30.6 bullet. Okay, and not even just stop the bullet. I also want to be clear here. It's not just
that's one of the main things. Is like her and Ian Carroll. I don't know if you know who he is, but like he's someone else like Candance Owens. So they both talk about how like Charlie Kirk's neck couldn't stop at 30.6 because typically like they have like these like firing ranges, and when they shoot a 3-on-6 against like a skull, it explodes. Like it does massive damage. It has a massive exit wound. Versus like when it happened to Charlie Kirk, like nothing really happened. Just his neck bleed out. It almost looked like a small caliber versus what it actually was. That's just some like context behind this claims.
That they're saying that it ricocheted and it stops, and this would maybe be the first time in human history. And please, if you do know a story, got an old article, I don't care where it's from, if you saved a newspaper article from the early 1900s in your family of an example, I don't think that will exist again, but like of a 30-6 being stopped by a human neck, please present it. I'd like to show that it is possible, right? It is actually, this happened one time down in Texas, it's possible. But not only are they saying that they stopped it, but I want to remind you that there was minimal damage to the front of Charlie's neck as well, okay? There was minimal damage to the front of Charlie's neck as well. So it didn't even cause a lot of, damage as it went in. It just
there's a lot of blood, but I don't know what she's
ricocheted
saying.
downward into his stomach. I'm frustrated, obviously, for a lot of reasons, but Erica's that's now being teased, the interview with Barry Weiss, it's being termed a town hall, and Barry is obviously just a Tel Aviv agent. Her entire background story, her rise, her studying in Tel Aviv, her family ties, the hand of Midas pulling her through the ranks a la Jeffrey Epstein. Despite her sub-average intelligence, she's not interesting. She somehow becomes a chief over at CBS News. Right? This actually, what I'm saying about Barry Weiss, this gets into Tucker's quote-unquote problematic speech at SAS when he jumped on stage and basically asked that question. How are all of these subpar people becoming billionaires? The rest of us have to work forever. They're not interesting. They're not talented. And they just seemingly are just getting all of this money and opportunities offered to them. This is clearly not a meritocracy that we're living under. It feels more like, and I'm saying this, more like a cartel. Okay, Barry Weiss is actually one of the people that we should study when it comes to being unimpressive and just getting handouts anyways. Like it's like welfare. I feel like she's on welfare. Like we all have to work and she gets promoted. And she's going to be unimpressive in this clip because that's her default. She can't even convincingly ask the prepared, loaded question that she is going to deliver to Erica. And this question, like I said, has likely, by the way, been reviewed and marked up by lawyers, but she still is not even convincing despite having it ahead of time in this delivery. Take a listen.
The podcaster Candance Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she's making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now? Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
So this is just to me, but also let you know, they pre-recorded this obviously.
I'm just going to say this right now. It's kind of crazy how CBS is talking about Candance Owens. Like, I don't know if you realize this, but like, these mainstream news media stuff, like it's crazy how they target like one person. I'm just curious what your thoughts are, and like the way like how like it used to be, where like I feel like mainstream media like always ignored these people, and now like they're like on a certain stage. You have Nick Fuentes, who like is kind of similar, where like he's on the Piers Morgan show, and I don't know, it's just interesting how like these dissidents are now like center stage.
I guess they're rewarding them through more popularity by putting them on mainstream news.
I mean, yeah, kind of, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know if it's making them more popular or less popular, because like Piers Morgan, like he was trying to denounce Nick Fuentes, and same thing with CBS, like these guys were like trying to denounce Candance Owens, but yeah, it might indirectly also make them more popular because like now people know more about her. Like look at this video. This video has 2 million views. Mm-hmm. That's insane. Like she's probably one of the most popular like right-wing channels now. Mm-hmm. Over 6 million subscribers too. So
it's out into the world right now.
I have sources just everywhere. CBS News, people that were in the audience I showed you were emailing me, and they had to do multiple takes. I was very wanted to read the prompter. These questions were pre-lied about that. Robin Coy lied. The lie. Okay.
These are things Candance Owens is accusing TV USA of lying about.
Lies that I find are coming out of Turning Point USA. Okay, and here are some of those lies. Mikey had well over him. Okay, Mikey has offered that his dad was confused. I'll accept that. Oh, I didn't lie about that. Robin Coy lied. His father also said he called his father first. Maybe Robin Coy was confused. Mikey being a hero for walking away doesn't feel honest. Charlie's
just FYI too. Like half this stuff I don't even know what she's talking about, but at the same time, it's like some of it is suspicious. I'm just gonna say that.
Stopping the 30-6 bullets because he ate healthy and had strong bones. It was a modern day Christian miracle. That feels like a pretty big lie. Okay. Charlie never wavered in his support for Israel was a nasty lie. Maybe Barry what do you want to say to people that literally lied about what Charlie was living through in the last weeks of his life? Stop, Josh Hammer. Stop even Netanyahu. No, I'm sorry. Barry Weiss is here. I'm not going to get to that. Charlie was committed evangelical who only liked Catholic architecture.
There were text messages where Charlie Kirk was showing waver on Israel, but at the same time, it's like publicly at least, like he was always pro-Israel. So,
Sure. Did I lie about that? Nope. Turning Point USA lied about that, and I was attacked for telling you. I'm attacked for catching the lies. We'll get to that later. That's their new method. Once first they accuse me of lying, then I prove I'm not lying, and then their strategy is to Catholic architecture. Did I lie? about that? Nope. Turning Point USA lied about
Sorry, my headphones are connecting.
that, and I was attacked for telling you I'm attacked for catching the lies. We'll get to that later. That's their new method. Once first they accuse me of lying, then I prove I'm not lying, and then their strategy is to attack me for telling the truth and saying, how dare you reveal a personal text message to defend yourself from being called a liar. We can keep going here. Has any of this been clarified? Bench Piero said they never had any bad blood between them and proved that was not true. Again, that also came from a little PR. Alex Clark pulling that move. Next page, Terrell Farnsworth was told to remove that SD card by police. That was not true. Terrell Farnsworth personally told me that was not true. Terrell removed the SD cards because people were stealing hats. Again, not what Terrell Farnsworth himself told me. It also doesn't make any logical sense because if you're worried about theft, you would have taken the cameras and not just the SD card, particularly from the camera behind his head, as opposed to the cameras that were in front of him. Lie. Charlie established a Doge and it was not unusual. That's a lie. It wasn't unusual. Doge didn't exist prior to Elon Musk making that a thing about government accountability. Charlie Kirk's team did not fly drones. Major lie. Brian Harpole told that lie. Brian Harpole also told a major lie when he said that the security had communicated with UVU police to secure those rooftops. That was a lie. It was actually a walkway behind. What am I getting here? What have I done here in this presentation that I lied about? Have I made mistakes along the way? Yes, I'm not perfect, and I will always adjust those mistakes. So I'm asking you to.
Okay, well, those are her claims. You know, we could go back if you want, but I'm just curious for your thoughts. Do you think? I guess you think like there's nothing to see, or do you think like there's like something that they're hiding when it came to Charlie Kirk's death?
I mean, there is like a little bit of a conspiracy when it comes to Kirk's death, how like some things were a little bit off. But to me, at least, I think as much as Kirk, I disagree with him on his political views, you know, it is also tragic at the same time. So that's my final thoughts on the whole thing.
Well, I know I'm not talking like what we were talking about before, where like what's your view on his death, but like more so like on the conspiracy, I guess. Like, do you believe like something's not adding up? Like, do you think like Cash Patel is like telling the truth, or do you think like something's up?
I mean, I don't know exactly, but maybe there's a few things that are just a little bit weird, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like I know everything either, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, here's the thing: like, if it's always a win-win if the conspiracy is like true or false, you know, because it's like the originally they were trying to frame out leftists that like Tyler Robertson is like a extreme like anarchist or like tranny supporter, and how like all Democrats are like this. So what Candace Owens is doing is shifting away from that and turning it back to the right and like attacking the right, like TPUSA, like how there's a conspiracy, like how they're hiding information and overlooking some stuff. And to be fair, it's like it is weird how like a 306 didn't like have an exit wound through Charlie Kirk's neck, and how like the gun was conveniently placed down with like a freaking bullet. And Gray's talking about how like Bella Ciao like making him look like a commie when he wasn't. And the text messages too, like it seemed like it was fake. Just everything about it, you know, makes it look fake. Now, granted, there's also Occam's razor where like the simplest explanation is the correct one, where they're like, hey, maybe it was a freak accident, or not a freak accident, freak case where Tyler Robertson did actually kill him. That could be true, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I just can't trust this FBI. You know, it's so politicized with Cash Patel. It's like, and like I said before, you know, even if the conspiracy is not right, at least it's like they're taking pressure off the liberals now, because like they're focusing on like TPUSA and I guess the conspiracy, you know, instead now. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because before they were talking about how like, oh, liberals are the evil ones, they're the ones that killed Charlie Kirk. But thanks to Candance Owens now, it's like she's almost helping out liberals in a sense where like now a lot of right wingers are thinking it was TPUSA that did it or someone else.
Like she's indirectly shifting the narrative.
Yeah, away from liberals doing it. So I think like, you know, I don't think she's actually trying to help out liberals. Like she's indirectly helping us out. That's how I view it.
Yeah, well.
Maybe that's a weird take of mine, but that's how I view it. And the rest of these clips are just different people reacting to this, you know, because like she's getting so many views on her YouTube channel because of this. I'll just show you. She's like more popular than Nick Fuentes now. She gets like a 2.1 million. That's from Nora Finkelstein. Let's see here. This is stuff with Charlie Kirk. 1.9, 2.4, 1.8, 1.6, 2.3. Like, she's getting 2 million views for this stuff. And it's making the rest of the right wing upset. Like, you get like Tim Pool and Nick Fuentes attacking her now. TPUSA too. Like, it's almost like everyone's attacking her because I think a lot of people on the right are recognizing now how like she's like fragmenting them over this. And I guess I could show you a clip from Nick Fuentes about Candance Owens.
The I narrative is verbatim to the JFK magic bullet theory.
Oh
Why
my
trust
gosh, fuck you. You're stupid.
Seating Roy percent.
People go, all you're saying is you're stupid. Yeah, you're stupid.
Yeah, because of the angle of it. They think like it should be a downward angle, but instead it's like more like a straight angle. So they think like something is off with that too.
Seating
Next.
Roy percent $20.
The Candance Owens thing, I'm just gonna no, I will not explain myself. It's honestly, it's a filter. If you're falling for it, you're stupid. If you're not, congratulations, you made it. To me, it's so simple. If you're falling for this, there's something off about this, I have no respect for you.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of bullshit because there is something suspicious going on. That FBI did not handle it well at all. I'm just curious what your thoughts. Do you think like if you had any questions about it, you're an idiot, or do you think like me where like something's off too?
I also remember that I don't think they did an autopsy, or they like rushed the autopsy supposedly before burying Kirk. So
yeah, that part is very sketchy. The whole thing was kind of sketchy with how like they weren't transparent about it at all, you know. And like they had like conflicting reports about Tyler Robinson, where like at first like they said he confessed about being the murderer, and then later on he was being interrogated around that he was a murderer, you know. So even that's off, you know. Like, which one is it? Are you guys like forcing like confession, or did he already confess? It's just the whole thing seemed weird, and I don't know why Nick Fuentes is acting like this, but like it should be obvious why people are questioning this narrative now, because really it's the FBI's fault for this, you know, for making the whole thing seem sketchy. And I'll continue what you're saying, I guess.
I have next to no respect for you. And I think you are a casualty of the Matrix. Like, I feel sorry for you. You're an NPC. If we have to shoot you to kill Agent Smith, I will do it. Metaphorically, obviously, like in the hypothetical. It's the saddest, most disappointing thing. I've been doing this for 10 years. I thought we're leading a truth movement, and then I see how quickly people just get easily steered away with obvious bullshit and red herrings, and I'm like, why? Why do we even do it? It's tragic. It's actually tragic. I'm not even trying to convince you anymore. If you find that compelling, I'm just saying you're stupid, and I don't want you to watch my show. Why would you trust that? I'm not engaging with you. You are an idiot. Watch her show. Don't watch me. Go somewhere else. You're not welcome back. Like, we're at that point now. I'm not appealing to retards. I'm not explaining myself to retards. I don't need to. I don't want to.
Seating Roy percent $20. Candance is global in the front of her audience. So few people even knows how she's there. One time, not conspiracy, which probably conspiracy. The infants like Carol conveniently leaves the part out because he knows it's fetch it.
Yeah, well, and here's the best part. Here's how you know it's insane. I saw Tucker Carlson's brother, Buckley, today. He said on Twitter, he goes, well, Candance doesn't always get it right, but when she doesn't get it right, it's because she's being fed bad information by state-level actors. So Candance is always right. If she gets something wrong, it's because that's the conspiracy too. So she's either 100% right, and if she gets anything wrong, it's because she's on the right track and they're trying to trip her up. You can't argue with someone like this. This is why I don't engage, because you're arguing with crazy people. You can't
I agree
with crazy people. You can't win an argument with someone who is...
I don't know who, I guess Buckley Carlson is Tucker Carlson's brother, but still, it's like, yeah, that thing was kind of dumb. So I agree with Nick Fuentes on that part, but like on the other part about how you can't question all you are dumbasses, I don't know. I think you could question it, you know. Just I don't get why it has to be black and white like this. I don't know.
That divorced from reality. I'll pull it up and I'll read it to you. And if you don't see it at this point, like, I don't even know what to tell you. Buckley says, if some of her sources are lying to her, and clearly some are, it's because there is a concerted, state-sponsored effort to discredit her central claim, which is that the official story is not true. Classic flood the zone strategy. So how do you argue with a person like this? Notice, she's never wrong. She doesn't make mistakes. She doesn't make errors. She's not stupid. She has no
I mean, that's the thing with Nick Fuentes too. Like, sometimes he says the truth, but other times he's just lying, you know?
responsibility. If she gets anything wrong, we've talked past that. It's because her sources are lying to her. And you might say, well, doesn't she have accountability for that? Shouldn't she vet her sources? No, because he says there's a concerted, state-sponsored effort to discredit her. Take apart at it, and then
I don't care about the rest of this, but anyways, like, Nick Fuentes is upset with Candance Owens. You have like Sarah Stock too. Like,
Turned?
She has like a live stream. I'm not gonna play it because like I just don't feel like it. But she has like like 20-minute segment about Candance Owens. It's just interesting to see like how many like right wingers are now upset with her. She used to have a clip of it on her account. I was gonna play it, but she deleted it, so now I can't. It's like there was a lot of comments talking about like, why are you talking about Candance Owens? Like, who cares about this? And it's like a lot of her own fans are like, who cares, you know? And I just find it interesting how she deleted it, you know? And someone was like, yeah, this Candance Owens girl is just, she's just one random person. You know, I just find it fascinating how many people like upset with Candance Owens. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on this. Like, why are they upset with Candance Owens?
Maybe because she's challenging the right's like narrative on Charlie Kirk and all this.
Yeah. It's almost like a hive mind way of thinking, you know, like they talk about how the left are sheep. At the same time, it's like, when there's some people that question the narrative, why are everyone attacking her now, you know? Like, this might sound weird, but I'm almost like rooting for Candance Owens at this point, you know? It's like, everyone on the right is attacking her, and it's like, she's just raising questions. I just find it bizarre, like how, like, why should we trust everything Cash Patel says, you know? It is kind of suspicious how they just had like the convenient DMs, you know, saying exactly what he was going to do. How like the 306, you know, somehow barely went through his neck and didn't escape out of his neck. They say like he had a good salad. That's insane. They say, oh, Charlie Kirk had a healthy salad. That's why the 306 thing went through his neck. He had a strong neck. Like that whole narrative just sounds weird to me, at least. You know, it's like, why would people believe this? I don't know. And you have these writers all attacking her. It is very bizarre. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the whole situation. I don't know if you have anything to add, but if you don't, I guess we could end the live stream soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna say it like this. I feel like this sort of thing, the Charlie Kirk, you know, sort of thing,
Yeah.
it's kind of getting normalized, you know. I'm not saying it's a good thing, I'm just saying like political violence is somewhat getting normal because, you know, we're so polarized and all.
And they retreat and say,
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? My earbuds were connecting again.
Okay, so what I just said was that, you know, the Charlie Kirk incident, that sort of thing might get more normalized. Obviously, political violence is not right, but because we're so like divided and polarized, I feel like you're gonna see more of this, you know?
Mm-hmm. I was less interested in the situation or just how people are reacting to it. I was curious, what do you think like about how everyone on the right is reacting to Candance Owens criticizing the narrative? Like, you think it's like over dramatizing? You think people are like too focused on Candance? You think like, I'm just curious what your thoughts are on the matter.
I mean, they could like refute her, but I don't know why they need to like all like gang up on her, you know? It's not that big of a deal, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I feel like they're all like piling on her. I was so bad for Candance, you know, in a sense where like, even if she is somehow wrong, yeah, I probably want to listen to her, but sometimes it's like, I don't know, she's just one person. Even if she is like the most like viewed channel, I think that's part of the problem, you know. It's like, I think a lot of people are just jealous of how popular Candance has become. You know, I think that's one aspect of it too. You know, it's like a popularity contest for these people, you know. So if Candance Owens is getting like 2 million views and she's only getting like 3,000, obviously there's like a dynamic going on where like someone's jealous, you know. I don't know, it's just I find it fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, if you don't have anything else to add, I guess we would close the stream.
Yeah, I'm thinking about ending this, so.
Yeah. Well, to the people who will watch this, thank you for watching to the way through, and hopefully I see you guys on the next one.
Yeah,
anyways, signing out.
All right. See ya. This is Rager signing out.